Hey guys, welcome to the third step in your monochromatic animals unit. What we are going to do today is we're going to focus on drawing outlines from the animals that you have options to draw. So before I get there, I probably already said this, but mono means one and chromatic means color, so one color. In the final step of this, you're going to take one color pen and you're going to draw the whole thing. You'll be able to draw it in pencil first and then go over it with pen, but in the end it's just going to be one color. So that's the goal, and we're getting there step by step. So your assignment here is to fill 2 sketchbook pages with drawings of the animals below. You can use a minimum of 8 animals. Now some of you may be a little faster and you might have time to do a little bit more, but I want you to do at least 8. So that's 4 on each page. Very easy. I'll explain all that as I walk through actually drawing the animals I'm going to show you in just a second. What I can't emphasize enough as we start out this class is, and you're drawing something while you're looking at a picture, or even if you're looking at something sitting in front of you, an actual object, is that you should be looking at least as much as you're drawing, if not more than you're drawing. Remember when we talked about sketchbooks, we talked about looking and learning. Well, this is where we put the rubber to the road and we start doing that. And so as you're looking at these pictures of animals and drawing their outlines, you need to be studying, the curve of the lines, the, humps and bumps and spikes and fur and all that kind of thing. What angle is the line at? Where are the eyes placed? All of those things, you have to take time to look. So please, please, the more you look, the closer you're going to get. I want you to date your 2 pages as you work through them. Not sure if we'll get through all of this in one class period or if it'll take a couple class periods, but I do want you to put a date on it. It's a good reference for me and it's a good reference for you. So I'll show you the finished product here. When you're done with this step, it should look something like this. Let me move this myself out of the way there. You can see that most of this is just outlined. It focuses on the outline, the outside of each of these animals, and there are minimal details on the inside just so you can tell what the animals are. I would say that this is a pretty good balance of where you should end up. You could have a little more details, you could have a little less details. I'd be happy either way. That's going to really depend on you as the artist and what you prefer. Just don't shoot for laziness, because nobody ever got better at anything by being lazy. So do your best, and I'm going to take a minute now and show you how to draw. First, I'm going to draw this lizard right here on the top left, and I'll show you, and I'll walk through that process in detail. And then the other 7, I speed up the camera and show you real quickly how that process evolved. So before I get started, I want to show you this. I'm going to pick up my camera here. So this, like when I have my sketchbook open like this is called a spread. It's 2 pages open together. Now you don't have to do it this way, but I'm going to do it to where this is 1 page of my outlines and this is the other page of my outlines. That way it'll work out nicely, I think, and everything's on the same page. So if I want to go back and look at it, I want to look at all my animals at the same time and decide which one I like the best. They're all kind of on the same page. I'm actually going to flip my book over because it's easier to draw that way. Let me get this straightened out so I can see what I'm doing. Now the question is, do I want to do this lizard? I think we're going to do this lizard. I like it. So we're going to focus on, I'm going to put him up here in the corner because remember I've got to get 8 on these 2 pages. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 here, 1 here, 1 down here, and 1 down here, and that'll give me 4, and then I'll do the same thing on the other page. So let's start. I'm going to look at the outlines. Now notice I'm not drawing any of the scales. I'm just kind of trying to figure out the outline here. I'm doing a nice light line. Guys, draw lightly. I know some of you guys have a heavier hand. You want to draw heavy, but look, you can always go back and make it heavier. It's very important to learn how to draw lightly. It'll do nothing but help you with your art. Because if I mess up right now, I can erase super easy. Let's put his leg in there. Put that little back side of his leg right there. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't know, it might not look right once I get some of these details in. Side of his jaw. Now notice, now do you see that in the picture here? Let me show you with the mouse. So if you can see that little tiny mouse over there in the corner, do you see how this little squiggly doodad is right above the back of his front leg? Do you see that? Now that's called, me as an artist, I noticed those things, and that's called a space relationship. These share that type of space where the squiggly line is above the back of his leg. So I know as an artist when I go to draw this, that if that doesn't end up in the right place, I'm not doing something right as the artist. So let's start here. We're going to try to make this work here. And I obviously did not do something right because that his part of his mouth should connect. This right here should be back here, so let me fix that. This kind of disappears up in the fold. Okay, that's not too bad. Get my big fancy eraser out here. As an artist, guys, it's really nice to have a big eraser. Get rid of that line. Okay, I'm going to talk through this one and then I'm going to shut up, and the next one I'll speed up the video a little more. So I'm going to put his eye in there. He's got another ring around his eye. Notice I'm doing sketchy lines. That's okay if you want to do contour lines. Contour lines are just smooth lines. There's no sketching. He's got another ring around this, more a little bit ovally, football-y shaped. He's got his little nostril there. His little tympanic membrane. There's a fancy science word for you guys, which just means his ear. Now, again, space relationships. And his little membrane goober there. And he's got another fold. And let's see, his scales start up here. And I'm not going to end up making these exactly like what I'm looking at. They're just going to be close. I might run out of room. That's what artists call fudging. As long as it looks similar, I can get away with it on something like this, because every animal is a little different, so I think I can get away with it. And then this is actually a little bumpy, which I'm just going to make real crude there. We need his mouth. And it ends, it goes all the way past his eye. Look how long his mouth is. Something is missing there, guys. It's not bad, but he doesn't look quite right. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I didn't make his eye this big enough. Let's make it bigger. Now you see my drawing's not super neat, right? We're not doing finished art. I'm just familiarizing myself with the shape of this lizard so that in the future, if I want to draw it, I'm already a little familiar with it visually. Spending lots of time looking at what I'm drawing. So that's good. That's really good for my first one. Doesn't need to be more than that. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to stop talking and just let you guys kind of watch this super fast. So hang in there and enjoy.